Konko sawubona mbukeli, yazi baningi sibabona umuntu uthola ukuthi phela wayesebenza kahle kodwa namuhla hayi useyadabukisa. Uma uthi uyabheka uthola ukuthi phela wadlala ngamathuba wasebenzisa imali wakhohlwa ukuthi isisu sibekelwa ngaphandle ngesisho sesiZulu. Kodwa wena ngabe ume kuphi mbukeli? Kukhona yini okuncane okubekayo manje usasebenza noma phela uvana udle yonke into nje umuthola umholo? Uzokwenza njani uma phela ulahlekelwe umsebenzi noma kufika isikhathi sokuthi uretire? Sanibonani babukeli, ngingo-Alisha Unhlanhla intokazi yakajali. Thank you so much for joining us on Yilungelo Lakho. Asihlale nje phezu kodaba lethu la namhlanje silicwaningisise sibheke ukuthi sikhuluma kahle ngani. Bukeli maphi amathuba ngezezimali abantu abawenza uma phela besaqala ukusebenza, amaphutha rather. Mhlambe wena ufisa ukuthi ngabe wathi ukuhoxisa kancane ngokuthenga leyo moto yakho yanokusho, wakha noma wathenga indlu okungcono. Sonke ke kodwa sinawo amaphutha esiwenzile, asivume nje iqiniso. Kodwa ake siza ukuthi imaphi amaphutha abanye abawenzile ngezezimali.
When you just start working, you want everything. And as you grow older, you realize that finances is a big part of your life, and there's a lot of things that you need to actually secure yourself for.
I was very forward when it came to finances. I went and I bought a car not knowing it's going to put me in financial strengths, if I can put it that way.
Mina sisi ama financial decision engawayenzayo are wrong yokuthi bekuthi mangithola noma imalini ngithathe ngidle.
There's not too much money left to invest. Whatever you get, it must go to other financial commitments. So it's really little left to invest.
Mangicela ukuthola my first salary. Ngispoilile and I gave some to my mother, obviously.
As time went on, I learned the lesson that you can never have enough money. You should start saving with the little that you have.
I wish somebody would have told me that I can save money. And when I started working, I didn't actually save any money.
Mawuthola imali wazi ukuthi every month one basic salary nemali ethile oyitholayo. Yawazi kuyihlukanisa ukuthi mhlambe lesidinga mhlambe uthole asithi 5,000. Uyakwazi ukuthi mangibeka mhlambe 2,000 ngaphila nge 3,000.
You must always save at all costs because saving is quite a future investment.
Abantu abancane abaqala ukusebenza akuzama ukuthi at least 100 rand a month kungenani. Ngoba usaqala ukusebenza mbeke ebank. Uzokwazi ukuthi kusasa after 2 years 5 years time uzobona nemali.
When you do get your first job, don't go on a spree of opening accounts. Like maybe keep it to one if you can maintain it. Also depending on how much you get, but just don't make the decision of opening a whole lot of accounts all at once because in the end it's gonna come back to bite you.
Hey, baxwayisa abantu babukeli ngempela kuthiwa imzima ngempela le ndaba yokuthi sisave babukeli. Kodwa ke ake siza ukuthi izihambeli zethu zingasicebisa zithini namhlanje. Let's welcome our guest today. We do have on the side here joining me Usis Nicolette Mashile. Yena ke she's a young millionaire. Thank you so much for joining us, Nicolette. Kunjani ntokazi? Ngiyabonga. And we do have Isishoshovi, an expert, a financial expert, Upu Gerald Mwandiyambeo. Gerald, once again, happy 2019. How are you, sir?
I'm great, doing well, trying.
And then on the corner there, sinayo Usis Eunice Sibiyake. Yena she's a behavioral psychologist. Uzobe sichazela ukuthi kahle kahle uma wena uphethe imali izini izinto ekumele zihambe ekhanda lakho ekumele uyicabanga. Well, gentlemen and ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Niyayibona i-insert. First of all, let's quickly get to understand ukuthi nobani. Nicolette, let's start with you. We understand ukuthi you've started a little project and also you made your first million umncane kangaka wena. How did you get there? Wena wawenzanga ngani lama mistake esizwa ngawo ku-insert?
Hayi ngwenzile nami. So I think that's the thing about making mistakes is that you need to come out of it. Ngeke uhlale wenza amaphutha njalo nje ube uyi-repeat offender. So it's important ukuthi mawenza iphutha ubheke ukuthi ngiyenza iphutha kuphi ngilungisa kanjani. A lot of us sometimes asazi ukuthi senza iphutha. And I think that's the most important thing, and that's why financial literacy literacy and financial education is very important because bakhona abantu bebangazi ukuthi bayenza amaphutha, you understand? So people continuously do the same thing. I was actually listening to the gentleman makakhuluma ukuthi in your first paycheck, don't go and take credit. That is so important. It's actually very powerful. Like, listen, you can make the mistake of spending your entire first paycheck, right? We can teach you to get out of that. But the credit is oktrap.
That's a commitment.
Because once you take credit, it means that even in the next month, that puta that you're going to make, you're going to keep making it. Because you start living in a credit world, and then you're trying to adapt your life to the rest of the money that's left, which then means uzophinda futhi uthathe enye credit. Uphinde futhi uthathe enye credit. You start teaching yourself to live in credit.
Gerald, I mean, what are some of your concerns with some of the notions that are coming across from our viewers, the mistakes that they are making? People are opening accounts, people are buying expensive cars, they're not even thinking about the long term. I don't even think long term is even existent in their thought of or pattern of thought when they get those first salaries.
Well, Alicia, I think it's driven by emotion. Money decisions are not money decisions. Money decisions are often rooted in a center of your brain which is driven by emotion. So sometimes you're opening these accounts because of love. Sometimes
love for what, Gerald?
Love for well, it's
of you.
No, when you are young, you must remember that when you're a young, first job, the only thing on your mind is to prove a point. You want to show everyone that I have arrived. I am now the person other people thought I'd never be. So sometimes you're doing it for yourself, sometimes it's for your family, and sometimes it's for the primal need of relationships where you mix with the wrong relationship. So often before we even get to the accounts and all the behavior, the actual things you do, the symptom is rooted in who are you in terms of your money personality, what drives your mind. Because you find people who are coming out of a hard childhood, poverty, first paycheck, save, no stress, because they know where they're coming from. But a lot of people, especially in the social media generation, it's about, I want to be on the gram and I must look good.
Oh, absolutely.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag outfit of the day. Sis Eunice, I mean, how dangerous is it? Uyamuza ulokhuza no Sis Nicolette, no Gerald, but these things are driven by emotion, and that's where you come in. Ukuthi kahle kahle sikushintsha kanjani lokho emqondweni wethu nokuthi sik understand ukuthi kuchaza ukuthini ukuthi wait for izinto, work towards a certain goal in life.
It is all linked and driven by emotions and the psyche, the character, and your experiences. So where you come from, the things that happened when you were growing up, ziyavela manje. Some zihlelile emuva, subconscious. Awazi nokuthi lesikhathi ukhula nihleli 3 days ningadli. Uyakhumbula kancane, but you have no idea ukuthi umthelela walokho waba yini kuwena right now. How severe and how deep it is. Right now, uma uholile, ayikho i-restaurant odlula kuyona. Why? Somehow ingqondo yakho ithi you're making up for lost time. Kodwa ukunaki wena lokho. All you remember is ngakhula kabuhlungu, ngakhula sihlupheka, manje ngiyasebenza, I make up. Omunye abe complete opposite of that. Akhula ehlupheka namanje usesaba inhlupheko. So loyo ke ungoqo of note.
Ungoqo ngempela.
Ungoqo of note, capital ngo. Nesinkwa mayithenga isinkwa ekseni, makuthiwa isinkwa siphelele kusasa yimpi, nisenzeni isinkwa sayizona.
Hey so ubala nama loaves,
that's it, nama slices. So i-effect of la sakhula khona nezinto ezazenzeka eceleni kwethu esizibonayo nezenzeka kuthina. Uma sengikhulile zikhona phakathi engqondweni nakumina.
So it can either impact you in a good or bad way, Sis Eunice, is that what you're saying?
I need to be aware of my happenings, of my past. Bese ngiyahlunga ke ukuthi this I will keep. These were good teachings, these were good lessons, these were good experiences. Lokho ngiyalahla, yes, mhlambe ubaba wayehamba Friday engabuyi size simbone ngolesibili imali ingasekho. Kulungile kwenzeka ngaleso sikhathi ngifundeni mina kulokho, and right now angizukuphinda. I will be much better.
Ntokazi siyabonga. All right, Gerald, just hold that thought. We're going to take a very quick ad break. Mbukeli uyezwa indaba yethu ukuthi siyashisa manje. We're coming back with those questions. Ngizovula olayini, ngivula ama-SMS, ngivule ngisho social media. Nisithinte la e-studio 011-714-6918, alternatively 714-6919. consumer@sabc.co.za. Mangabe wena uhleli kwi-email, asithathe la nikhefu mbukeli. mbukeli, welcome back. Ingcingo zethu ke seyivuliwe, usungasithinta la e-studio ushayela ucingo noma usibhalele i-email or send those SMSs uqale ngegama elithi right. Mina ke ngizobe sengithintana nawe lapha ku Facebook na ku Twitter. Mbukeli, sixoxa namhlanje ngendaba serious kanjani. Yiphi wena amaphutha mhlambe owenzayo uma uqala ukuthi uqashwe usebenze? Yes, we understand ukuthi abaningi baphuma benama financial burdens from evarsity. Uthola ukuthi unama financial student loans, kumele umuntu akhokhele lawo ma loans, kumele aphilise abantu ekhaya. So we trying to gauge ukuthi mhlambe uma ngabe usumdala umngaka ubuke emuva ubungazi advise uthini uma wena ubusemncane ngendlela obungasebenzisa ngayo imali. Ngisengilana no Gerald, no Nicolette kanye no Sis Eunice. So let's talk about the inserts. I mean, let's go a little bit further on those inserts. Nicolette, I mean, what do you think, particularly when it comes to the youth, what do you think are some of the most concerning traits esesijwayele thina as abantu abancane when it comes to ukuthi sisebenzise imali? I know you mentioned the fact that sifuna like instant gratification and there's no financial literacy.
There's absolutely no financial education, right? The other day, go Twitter, I asked this question, Uguti, should we allow students to even take out credit while they're still in university?
Yeah.
And it was such a split conversation because unabantu bati, yeah, but why not? If they can afford it, to give it to them. And then you've got a group of people that are saying no. And then you know what was funny, Alicia? The people that know, it's people that have been there.
Okay.
People that have understood Uguti, credit is not something that you just wake up and decide to take. In actual fact, the credit system and the way it's been built is not just for an illiterate person, right?
That's true.
And it's all the illiterate people that end up in such bad credit that they don't know how to maneuver around it. So for me, now, before we even get to a point where we're now discussing, Uguti, how do you as a person start to see money? We need to put the education in. The education is so important. South Africa needs it. It's actually a global crisis.
Yeah.
Right, talk at that education to be able to teach people what is interest rate. You know, let me give you an example. I had a doctor the other day send me a DM on Instagram. Ungibuza ukuthi yini lento bayibiza i-investment ithengwa phi?
Doctor.
This is a full-on doctor, a medical doctor who's gone to school for what, somewhat 7 years. Akazi ukuthi investment yini. Ufuna ukuyoyithenga as investment, but akayazi. Do you understand? So it's basics like budgeting that need to be taught. Ungakhuluma nabantu emgwaqeni babuza ukuthi uyabudgeta yini? Bazokutshela ukuthi not really. How is it that you're going to track your money if you're not budgeting? You know, so it is the basic that we need to teach people. How do you make money? How do you spend your money? How do you save? How do you budget? And how do you start earning more money so that you don't need to sit with problems where your salary or your income is under pressure because of all the mistakes that you've made so far?
Gerald, you know you wanted to make a point before we even went to break, but let's continue.
So my point is really what Sis Eunice was talking about, that you need to marry, once you've done the interpersonal introspection of who you are as a money personality, you now need to marry it with what Nicolette is talking about, which is the financial education. Because to understand an investment is very simple. An investment is something that vests. To vest, it means it gives you back.
Yes.
So you put in so that it vests back to you. And when it vests back to you, they call it a return. Fancy, read it.
That's
it. But they try and make it seem like you need a degree. And when Nicolette is saying illiterate, she's talking about financially illiterate. Because there are many engineers, many doctors, many professionals who don't understand money, because money is a skill. It has certain calculations you have to apply. If you want 15 million rand when you're 65 years old and you're 20, you need to contribute 350 rand a month at an annual return of 10% or so. When you wait until you're 25, that amount goes up to about 750. If you wait until you're 30, that same amount to get the same 15 million rand goes up to about 1,320. Wait until you're 35, it goes up to almost 2.5 grand. Wait until you're 40, the train is leaving you fast because you're now looking at 4,000 or 5,000 rand. Every 5 years you delay investing money, you double the contribution so that you can get the same amount at the end of the goal. And it's as simple as that. Unfortunately, when it comes to money, we work with hindsight. People wait until they're my age, which is a bit grey. and they start realizing that they should have made the right decisions. And these decisions, we were focused on all the wrong things. We focused on the car, we focused on the house, we focused on the relationship, and we didn't focus on the future me, which means that many people, the future self, they're depriving themselves of food. And the choice is this: when you swipe your card and you're now retired, there's 3 choices you have. The cashier is going to ask you, do you want it cash or credit, or do you want SASA? Because that is the reality. If you leave it too late, you join most of the country where they didn't have the knowledge. So it is powerful to actually acquire the financial knowledge. So corporates, we can employ corporates all the time to engage with financial professionals to just educate. It's not about selling a product.
You know, Gerald, I want to challenge that point because we heard on the insert as well, a lot of people are saying that we don't have money to save. When we start working, we've got so many responsibilities. And I'm sure Sus Eunice can come in there because we know a lot of us come from previously disadvantaged backgrounds. So when you start going to school, you have a lot of financial obligations pertaining to family. Ufita wonke umdeni, and nobody knows about the financial burdens that you actually incur. Let's take our first caller though for now, Ulebohang, all the way out in Bushbuck Ridge in Mpumalanga. Lebohang, thank you so much for joining us.
Nginombuzo ngiyajabulela ukunifonela namhlanje.
Siyabonga Ntokazi, welcome.
Ngicela ukubulisa nonke noSis Nocolate. I follow her on her YouTube account.
Hi.
Mina sisi umbuzo wami ukuthi like I'm a graduate ne.
Yes.
So I recently started working for this other company and I'm an assistant manager. So my take home is like 7,700 ne per month. So I need to move out ekhaya ngihlala edrobheni because it's closer to where I work.
Yes.
Because and all that. But thinking how do I go back to my finances like ngasotha kanjani ukuthi okay leyo gibela leyo kudla leyo mntwana ekhaya without getting myself into debt and more problems. I understand because for now ukuhlala ekhaya it's easy for me to save money, but how do I become responsible when I stay on my own, when I pay my bills, I pay groceries and all that?
Yes.
Because I remember when I was still in varsity bebangithumela imali ekhaya, but I will end up spending the entire money and not even having a cent.
Okay,
so I've learned from that experience.
Okay, all right. So, Sis Eunice, you want to take her quickly, then Nicolette, since she follows you on YouTube. Starting out, Sis Eunice.
Thank you for calling in and thank you for your honesty. Ukuthi lenkinga ayikhuluma ngayo inkinga abantu abaningi abasha nabantu abadala ababhekene nayo.
Yes.
So the core of the problem here is we lack the how to manage imali. Akhona ukuthi siyiphukupuku. Because nabantu abafundile njengoba sichaziwe benza amaphutha ngemali. Ingoba whatever amount of money that you receive or that you have, azange sathola ithuba lokuhlaliswa phansi ukuthi uyihlukanisa kanje ke le iyala le iyala le iyala. Yakho yonke ugida ngayo the way uthanda ngakhona. Bese senza amaphutha lapho. So usisi omncane lona uyayazi ukuthi i-net take home yakhe imalini akabhale phansi. Income one line. That amount. Ngapha ke uhide ngesizulu kuthiwa uhide lama expenses.
Yeah.
In that uzoyibona itotal ukuthi ayizuhlobana nale income. Angeke zihlobana impela i-total ama expenses yoshona le ngobuningi bayo. Usuhlunga lapho ke. Ila uzoqala khona ukuhlunga ke ukuthi okay, ngiyashort yiphe ke engayona i-need.
Isidingo.
Engesona isidingo eyi-want noma engalinda. Uyabona nje ngale. Kanti okunye okubalekile ukuthi siba nengxoxo ekhaya nabantu abadala. Labantu abalindele imali kuwena. Kuhle ubahlalisa phansi. Kosisikhathi angeke ubeke payslip
expectations.
Manage the expectations. Maybe you may put the payslip on the table, maybe not. Kodwa uyasho ukuthi ma no baba nabazala mangabe khona abazala abalindele imali kuwena. Imali engake ngisala nayo u300 yiyona enganisiza ngayo ngoba lenye izothatha idingo zami. Ipoint engifuna ukuyithinta masinyane lokuthi ufuna ukuphuma ekhaya. And uyasisho isizathu esimenza ukuthi afune ukuphuma ekhaya kuseduze and all of that ushayise ebusuku. Kodwa she's going to incur costs that she's not incurring right now.
Kuyabiza ngaphandle.
That's the thing. I-rent and maintaining herself and everything. So kufanele manje kube nendlela ethile yokuthi abone ukuthi uhlala kanjani uyoshare la ehlala khona somebody uzomncedisa ngerent or something noba bene passive income enye income yesibili athengisa okuthile adayise noma enze something ezomenza ukuthi angahlali noma rely yonke ama expenses akhe abhekane nale salary yodwa kuphela kodwa kube khona nokunye okuncane kwenza eceleni okuzomfakela imadlanyana eseceleni.
All right, you know Nick, I want you to address it after the break, but I just want to quickly take Uvuyiswa all the way in Rustenburg before Sekefini. Uvuyiswa, thank you so much for staying on the line. Umbuzo nomumbona.
Oh, ngifuna ukubuza sisi ne?
Kunjani mama?
Now, so going to school ne? University then likely nafumana umsebenzi and switch transfer for 3 months. Then umholo wami ungene wonke. Now go into ngisiyenza ne? Ngifuna ukuthola le mali yami ngi-invest because ininzi kakhulu ne? I think because ininzi messages abantu be offer bethi manje invest ku how do I know about izinto legit? Because yeah, uncertain phone umuntu uvele ebhankini ngoku.
All
So
right.
ngiyenza njani because i-investor because andifuna uyisebenzisa le mali.
Oh,
Ngifuna imali kahle kahle.
Siyabulela Ntokazi, thank you so much for the fact that you are thinking ahead for imali yakho and to even call us naleyo honesty yakho, we really appreciate it. Hlala nje kanjalo, our experts will give you those answers shortly after this break. Nawe mbukeli, mangabe udinga impendulo ukuthi wena ungenza njani imali yakho mangabe uqala ukusebenza. Ngiyazi abantu iyahlanyisa imali uma uqala ukusebenza. A lot of people, that's why they end up spending it because abazi ukuthi where and how you're supposed to spend it. Asisho ukuthi ungayispendi. Musebenza kuyashiwo ukuthi yazini nawe zibusisa. Siyabuya nelungelo lakho shortly after this break. Mbukeli, welcome back. Njengenjalo sengilivulileke ithuba lokuthi usithinte la e-studio ushayele ucingo 0117146918 or 07146919. Ungasithumela i-email consumer@sabc.co.za. Siyatholakala futhi kuma-social media networks, namely uTwitter no-Facebook. Ungasithumela-ke ne-SMS or an email, as I said. Nicolette, very quickly, just address your fan obeka kulokhuzile who was addressing you earlier on ukuthi what are your views? I mean, uyakhuluma, uyayibeka indaba yakhe. What would your advice be to her?
Look, I think Sis Eunice has already said, Umphendulile, right? But I think what I really liked about what Sis Eunice said is that you either put your payslip on the table or you don't put your payslip on the table, right? But that's the thing, Alicia. We need to strip away the power we've given to imali, that you can't even have a conversation about imali without being judged, without being, people are creating expectations. So I think what my sister there, Koko Pushi, has done very well is that at least she's started the journey of being honest with herself and saying, "Ke rola boka." And with the money that I am earning, I can foresee already that I might struggle if I live by myself.
Yeah.
You know, honesty is such an important trait when it comes to personal finances.
Very true.
Because if you can't be honest with yourself, if we're sitting together at the dinner table...
How am I going to advise you?
Yes, and you're the one who's offering, maskoteni champagne, maskoteni in, but we are struggling. You know, that's the root of all problems and financial mistakes, is because we're not honest with ourselves. And I love what she's doing. She's saying, I'm very honest, I'm already telling you this. And what I like also is that she's not comparing herself to everybody else. Because comparison, again, is a problem. If you want to live a certain life that other people are living, that's how you end up renting out an apartment of 6,000 rent, or 7,000, now you can't pay. Right? But if you're honest with yourself and you're saying, I earn this amount of money, I would like to move out of home, but that means these are my options. Yeah. My options do not include me renting out an apartment by myself. It includes me maybe sharing, maybe living in a commune, or actually staying at home, saving some money so that I can pay my rent up front.
You can always move out at a later stage.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I think the other thing that we do, we also have a generation of a checklist. Hey. We checklist against the age. Yeah. Okay. By this age, I should have done this. By this age, I should have done that.
Very interesting that you mentioned that,
It doesn't work like that. Yeah. Every one of us, our own journey, that we need to follow. And it's important that you know what your journey is. And I think it goes back to what Gerald said. Understanding who you are and knowing who you are will really help you map it out.
Thank you so much. Gerald, let's go to Uvuyiswa, who was in Rustenburg. To say university, she was at varsity, she's now working, she's got loads of money. Wow. I know, hey?
Can we be friends?
You know? That's how we all feel. But what is the right place? I mean, where does she even start or to try and think about these investments?
Very quickly. An investment is something you put in so that you can invest out. You put in your money, which she has got right now, so that she can invest out in the future. And when it comes back to her, it's going to be called an investment return, okay? So she needs to understand that basic. Every investment in the world has two components. One is called capital appreciation or growth, and the other component is called income. So when you look at any investment, those are the two things you are measuring. So let's look at the most simple type of investment, a chicken, Alicia. If you invest in a chicken, you put in your money in buying chickens so that they can invest out in the future. Does a chicken have capital appreciation or income or both?
No.
It has both.
It has both.
Income comes in the eggs. Capital appreciation, it increases in value. A cow, does it have income or capital appreciation? Same thing.
Both. Thing, yeah.
Now, she needs to apply those eyes to everything around her, because by the time you go to the bank, there are now complicating things. A share is the same thing on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Capital appreciation in that the share price can go up, income in that you can get a dividend. So I would say to the young lady, start with something you understand, which is simple and which can work for you. Don't rush into fully fungible assets you can invest offshore, which are tax deductible in multi-territories. Hey, money gone. So
the main question I always say to people who ask me about investments, what do you want the money to do?
Yes.
Because once I can get you to understand what you want your money to do, then we can start saying, okay,
these are your options.
Yes, but the thing is, a lot of people say, investor. But because investing now is a trend.
It's a trend.
You know?
It's a fashion. So I met...
Sorry, what I wanted to chip in and say is it starts with her knowing her financial goals.
Yes.
What does she want to see happen? What does she want? Small, short, medium, and long-term goals. You split them up. So our goals are because they need money. We ask ukuthi short term in 3 years time ilento engifuna ukuyibona yenzekile. And if unimali engaka lonto engifuna ukuyenza. So within 3 years or 2 years kusho ukuthi mina every month fanele ngibeke imali engaka. Le ezongithatha 4 years if unimali engaka. Today 4 years before fanele ngibeke imali engaka. So it starts with her planning. Ukuthi yini lezi zinto afuna ukuzibona zenzeka short, medium and long term. Ne retirement i long term siplanela konke lokho. Nokufa nempilo nezingane nomshado konke kungena lapho. Lobola everything. So if you categorize your goals and your aspirations, then kulula ukuthi nalo ozobe kusiza a reputable a financial advisor or a bank official or anybody mabazi ukuthi usebenzela phezukwane ezothatha isikhathi esingakanani futhi uzodinga malini, then it's easier for them to say, all right, here you need a fixed deposit, or here you need unit trusts, here you need shares, here you need a simple 32-day notice account because so because the investments must be in line, in tune
with your goals.
With your goals.
Because the most important part of the world about the word investment is the vest.
Yes.
What do you want to vest out? So we've got Stockfellas who've got hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then I say, what's your goal? We're just saving. So every investment has a point at which you've reached your goal, and you vest out, and you get a return.
Absolutely.
Now, if you've never set a goal, you're just putting in, and you're getting frustrated because it never vests out. So even a Stockfell must have a vesting period of saying, in the next 5 years, we want R500,000. When you get R500,000, halala, you decide, do we share it or do you proceed to R1 million? But if you don't set those incremental goals, you're simply putting in money. And another thing is people forget that investing and saving are different. Saving is money you need all the time, anytime life happens. And that's what you need saved up 6 months salary. That's the recommendation. Investment is money which you are willing to watch grow over time, because whilst it's reaching your vesting goal, it will go up and it will come down. So for the young lady who did call, great decision to start thinking about investing, but let's set your goal and sit down with someone. And if you don't trust anybody, buy some chickens. Try get 20 by the end of the year.
Can I throw in a tip before that?
Very quickly, Nick.
The one tip I want to say to a lot of people is that question must never be phrased the way she phrased it. Don't come and say, I have this huge amount of money and I'm looking to invest, because you're going to make a lot of people very excited.
A lot of people are phoning her because they know that she doesn't know what to do with.
She should phrase that question by saying, this is what I want. Who can help me?
I hope Ntokazi uzwile lapho, and let's hope ukuthi you're going to be very smart about those decisions ukuthi wena imali yakho uzoyenzani. But big ups for calling us. At least awuzange usifonele sekonakela ukuthi imali yakho ithathiwe ngendlela ongazazi. Let's go back to those lines. Upolo from eGugulethu kade bambile. Polo, sawubona sekwamukela ohlelweni umbuzo noma umbona. Polo in Gugulethu. All right, it seems like we've lost Upolo. Let's try uNosizile at Port St. John. Sis Nosizile, sekwamukela ohlelweni umbuzo noma umbona. Sis Nosizile. All right, it seems like bobabili ke sebengidrophile kade sikhuluma la. Don't blame me babukeli. Ama guest mengithi ngiyalrap question ne answer bafuna ukugcizelela, but I suppose ukuthi more information, you can never have enough information, particularly on the topic esikhuluma ngayo, because I think we are getting the gist of it ukuthi kumele uzazi ukuthi ubani and know ukuthi wena ama decisions wakho azok affect kanjani in the long run, in the long term mesikhuluma ngemali. Mbukeli, let's take another quick commercial break. Gugulethu Polo egugulethu nayo noSizini ngisamela ingcingo zenu. We're coming back shortly after this. Welcome back. Kade ngicula ngo-Facebook lana ngithi ngizothatha ama-messages wenu ake sibheke ukuthi kwenzakalani. But first, before siya laphana nginaye uNosizile from Port St. John. Sisi, sakwamukela again ohlelweni. Thank you so much for joining us. Umbuzo noma mbona?
Lo.
Kunjani sisi Nosizile?
Bendibuza into yokubana xa ndithengisa inkukhu ndifuna ke ngoku ukubeka imali ndingenza kanjani mina?
Okay mama, uthengisa inkukhu phi elokishini etawuni?
Hayi andikho lokishini ndisezilalini.
Okay mama, so uthengisela abantu omakhelwane? Okay mama, so you want to understand about how you can make that money grow further. Gerald, how can you help there? You were referring to chickens. I'm sure le eyakho, Gerald.
Well, for me with chickens, it's really about, do a bit of research. So find out what do I need to grow the number of chickens I have? Because chickens, you can breed them for meat, or you can also have broilers for eggs.
She's in a perfect location. She says she's in the homeland.
She's selling to the neighbors. So what she should do is find out how much do I need to have a good chicken run with the lights, because the lights actually help the chickens to grow faster because they eat more food and they produce more eggs.
I didn't know that.
So you need a dark chicken run with light and water, which is constantly there. Yeah. So it's a bit of research, and then suddenly she'll find that where she was getting 3 chicks being born, the eggs will become 6, and then it multiplies. With animals, it's a nice investment because you put in something which you can see what's happening. Pigs breed 4 times a year. So I like talking these things.
And you love pigs.
No. I love the bacon. So it's an alternative investment. And that's not to take away from the traditional investments from the financial institutions. But unfortunately, as black people, those are the investments we would understand more. So I would say, do not be dissuaded, because from building your eggs and your chicken business, you can then have that money you need to go into the shares, into the property, into the ETFs. Do not feel that these things are for them. No, they're for us.
All right. Uthini wena Sis Eunice?
Enye into engikhumbula manje ebalulekile, Alicia and fellow South Africans out there, baningi abantu phandle abaqala amabhizinisi abo. Abanye sebewaqalile, abanye bayafisa. Enye into esingenayo ulwazi elokuqala nokurana ibhizinisi. Sinesifiso and neyifiso zethu ayifani. Omunye isifiso sokuthi angina income, fanele ngibone iplan. Omunye ngiyathanda ukuba yi-entrepreneur, but still the knowledge is lacking. So nalapho much sikhuluma nge-financial management lana as an individual or a household ekhaya, kuyafanele kunesidingo esikhulu sokuthi laba abafuna ungena ebhizinisini nabo bafundiswe ukuthi imali yebhizinisi uyiphatha kanjani, because into eyenza ukuthi amabhizinisi amaningi awe imali yesinki iphuma khona la ebhizinisini netswayo usawuthi mawungekho uphuma khona lapha
ibank account iyafana
iyodwa same so akusebenzi kanjalo. Fanele wazi capital, wazi ukuthi profit nini, costing, lezi inkukhu uyithenge kuphi ngamalini, uhamba isikhathi singakanani walapho kwa costa malini, ufika la ekhaya iprofit yakho, imagine yakho ngayinweba ifikephi, isingabi too expensive, too cheap. Konke lokho kuyafuneka ukuthi abantu bafundiswe ngokurana ibusiness. So impendulo kamama izophuma lapha elwazini lokuthi ama costs akhe angakanani, iprofit yakhe ingakanani, yena as an individual ne-family badinga malini, then how much can she save or invest.
All right. Thank you so much. Sinosizile, I hope uncedakele lapho ntokazi bayasho ukuba there's many options, but into ekumele uyenze is to educate yourself about le business ofuna ukuyenza. If wena ufuna ukuthi ikusebenzele, ibuyisele those vests lawo ma returns uJerald Gerald akhuluma ngawo. Let's quickly take a look now at your Facebook messages. Elias Shabatlu kasijwayele ukuthi asivakashele la e-studio. Uthi yena stay away from clothing accounts. 2, if you decide to buy a car first before the property, go for a basic car with no balloon or residual repayments. Number 3, guard against buying for the amount that you qualify for. Very important. And number 4, when buying property, check the rates and taxes as well as levies first. Does that body corporate have a healthy budget? Are there special levies? So these are the things that you need to consider. Mbukeli mangabe wena ufune ukubranch ukuthi mhlawumbe uzothenga indlu okanye imoto after you start working. Umokhahlane John Motlosi uthi the thing is we want to save but the salary just isn't enough. Kade ngisho le at all everything goes up but the salary stays at the same. So how will you maintain the budget in that situation? Very quickly, Nicolette.
I think the one thing we need to understand is a thing called lifestyle inflation. And in lifestyle inflation, yes, like South Africa, because he's talking about the salary not going up, but generally your salary at some point will try to go up. And what employers will do, I'm saying try because it really is a try, right?
I like
what employers will do is they'll try and keep it up with inflation, right?
Yes.
But the reality is that there is a thing called lifestyle inflation. And a lot of us fall trapped into that. Now that I'm living in a certain place, I need to look a certain way, I need to behave a certain way, I need to drink a certain way, I need to party a certain way, right? That's one thing that we need to fix. That's number 1. Number 2, there's no such a thing as there is not enough money to save. The problem with saving is that we also are liking it to investing. We think that it's a certain amount of money you must save. No. Zamanalo 100 rand umbege somewhere because you need to teach yourself how to save. And there's no way you're going to be able to start investing if you've never learned how to save. So you need to educate yourself. You need to start teaching yourself to adapt to an income minus the amount of money that you are saving. We went on a roadshow with one of the life insurance brands, and one of the lessons was pay yourself first.
Yes.
It was the most difficult, Alicia, lesson to teach everyone there because we kept saying, "Cancer stop order." When your money goes in, the first person you're supposed to be paying is yourself. They don't get that. So it's a culture in South Africa that we need to start reshaping. And it's funny because it's not that that culture doesn't exist. It does. Our mothers used to put it in their bodies. Because when visitors come, they should not have money for coke, right? It's just a matter of now taking that lesson and really teaching it in all aspects of life.
You know, Nicolette, I actually want you to talk to us about how you did it after the break. Let's quickly just take a look at this. My Facebook messages wait before Kevin. Here I am unemployed due to retail debt. I think that is the main cause. Abantu Bagit, we're going to discuss this further. Mrs. Kevin, don't go anywhere. Yashis and but we're also going to find out Nicolette as a young millionaire, how did she ensure she made sure ukuthi she didn't succumb to wonke lama pressures ekuthiwa nina nenza ama excuse ukuthi well uAlisha drive ukuthi ubani bani uhlala endaweni. So those are excuses, people. You must take it into your own hands and also do what you are able to do. Enza into onamandla ayo. Siyabuya futhi emva kwaleli khefu. It's our final segment, so let's just get straight into it. Look, Nicolette, very quickly, Gerald, did you hear ukuthi lokhuzana uthini before we went to the ad break? Uthi he's now in debt and he can't even work because of the debt that he incurred in high school. What do you want to quickly advise abantu ngalokho?
I'd just like to say, look, you need to get help, and all of us need to try and get a financial professional or money coach or wealth coach. People call themselves different things, but they're all there to help you. Some at a cost, some for free. Get someone to help you. And also, an important part which Nicolette touched on is around paying yourself first. Saving and investing should not be a painful experience it's because you should still live life. So I have a sweet tooth and I love my candy. So in my budget, I have a candy line. It's just 10 rand. It's 10 rand. Just 10 rand. But it doesn't matter. But you need to have something which keeps you going. I know for you, Alicia, it's your shoes.
Yes.
And for everyone, have that one thing which shows that every month you've worked. I often tell my clients that every month buy something so that you can say January, kettle. February, iron. March, sheets.
Something tangible.
Otherwise, the whole year and direct debit stop order, you're no better off.
Bese thi umuntu sis Eunice yazi mina ngiyahola kodwa imali angiyazi ukuthi iyaphi. I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, what are some of the behaviors that we need to change, particularly around those thoughts?
I'm so glad you asked about behaviors because that's where the problem is. Like we said when we started earlier, it's around emotions and the psyche, yemali. We don't understand or maybe appreciate the value of money that we work so hard for. You know, since abo barking jablis umzimbo sebenzayo silit when we get paid. Born, exactly. Mureki kenna and stuff like that. It's all those concepts that actually play with our minds. The general basics are budget that we all know of, but we don't practice it. Then we put an excuse ukuthi imali incane. Nale ncane ibudgetele because when you budget, it's you taking control of the very little money ukuthi leyaphi. When you don't budget, ufana netunnel igata yemvula. Yageleza yochithekela phansi. Phela. Behavior, instant gratification. I see it now, I want it now. Second, a problem, we do not separate needs from wants. Lastly, consumerism. Lento ukuthi ngifuna ukuthenga noma yini engene efashionini ngiyathenga. Inkinga enkulu leyo. Inkinga because now ugijimisa material, ugijimisa fashion. My fashion trends awapheli kuzophela imali yakho. Yet your future is left in the dark.
You know, Nicolette, bangihleka abantu ukuthi I still have a fridge that I bought when I first started working back ngeminyaka engengisho ukuthi ngaqala ukusebenza. But that fridge is still working. I maintain it and I'm not going to change it for anything because iyasebenza. Now Ntokazi, to wrap up the show, how did you do it when uzigweme kanjani ukuthi you didn't fall prey to wonke lama societal pressures and norms as we've come to know them now?
Look, I always attributed the fact that I had a scarcity issue. So when you've got a scarcity problem... and
you think differently.
Yes, you start to think differently. And I think it also goes back to what Sis Eunice said about behavior. My father, when we were young, used to say to us, hey, nizohlupheka, yazi nina nifuna isikole nizohlupheka. And that thing stuck in me, you know? And for the longest of time, for me, it was never about how much money am I actually making. It was more of how much am I keeping of it. Because a lot of us make money. People won't believe that they actually make money. And I always say, take your bank statements from January to December. Uhlale phansi ubheke ukuthi ingene emalini accounting yakho. Usibuze ukuthi wena, is your account a pit stop for other people to come and fetch money? Is your account something that you're just walking around using and being a consumer all the time? Or are you actually focusing on keeping some money? You know, at that point, it was, to be quite honest, also I had worked very hard. It was a matter of, I was working like 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. There was no time to spend. But what you start realizing, and it's so nice, because the same thing, if you do exams and you get 80% and people are giving you praise, oh my goodness, you got 80%.
I studied.
You want it to happen again. Also, same thing with money. Money also gives you that feeling where you are saving, you've crossed 10,000 and you're like, hey man, look at that. So again, it's not how much you make. Income is not wealth. It's not about making huge amounts of money. It's about what you are actually keeping and where you're keeping it.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Eunice Sibiya, thank you so much, Ntokazi, for joining us once again for that sound advice. Insizwa Gerald Mwandiyambe. Rishoshove, Summer Savings, Lanem Zanzi, and Ntokazi, Nicolette Mashile. Nicolette, thank you so much, my darling. Namzoglendela go YouTube, man. Thank you so much. Mbugeli Gusin, Petsa Ganjalu. This was such a successful show. We'll definitely have a follow-up. Sibe namanyama guest lampe bazomcacisela ukuthi what are some of the things ke manje sihlale simlethelo Gerald abantu abanifundisa ukuthi these things are possible only if you set those goals for yourself. Mbukeli eyakajali Ntokazi siyahlehla ke manje studio. Thank you so much for joining us. Do join us next week Monday for another live consumer affairs discussion with Usimphiwe Ngqongwana. From me and my guests and the whole team, ngithi nje nisale kahle.